and like I get down on my knees for him to pee in my face, right?
Subscribe!
Hold on. Why won't it let me unmute?
There
Okay,
she
here.
is.
Sorry.
Yep.
Hi.
Stop.
Hi. Sorry.
Finally, we did it.
We did it. I mean, it's like Barack Obama and Beyonce are trying to get on a call. This is ridiculous.
Who's who? Are you
Yeah, but-
Obama or are you Beyonce?
A great question. I'm Ivy, Blue Ivy.
Okay.
Oh, see, I was gonna say I'm Malia because it's fucking YouTube. I haven't changed since our stuff got pushed back. I've just been in the same clothes sitting here. I barely moved. It's been a week.
I mean, look, why is your lighting? Why are you telling a ghost story? You're on a famous podcast? Why haven't you gotten your shit together with your lighting?
Me?
Wait, which
Yeah.
one? Okay, good.
Who is?
You look like a pedophile, dude. You can't. You need to get a light in there. You can't have a porn mustache and wear an orange hoodie and have random sports flags behind
Whitney,
you.
this
and not
looks like that's my
This is not the
hometown.
time.
Now, how about this?
Okay.
If you want me to change the pedophile thing too,
Yeah, nothing's creepy about an adult still being really into his hometown.
it's just
with
where the wild
things are,
posted.
his childhood books.
No, I know what that is. You know what that flag is behind you? That's a red flag. It might as well just be a red flag.
My sister got it for me for Christmas. It was a very nice gift.
Okay, this is literally how psychopaths have trained themselves. Like, just bring up your sister, bring up your mom, like, bring up your hometown, like, be wholesome. Like, everything you're saying is making it worse. I have a
Can I be
sister.
perfectly honest? And this is something that I've wanted to never say. I fucking don't like that at all. I just put it up. But my sister got it for me, so I hung it up. And guess what? Now it's coming down. Hannah,
I don't even like my sister, which is why I need to murder all the women that look like her and remind me of her. I feel like you're just having a meltdown.
Well, this is
that's
a tough
basically all I
week.
do on the show. is have
John
meltdowns.
admitted that he has cellulite on his ass, and he realized he's been running around his whole life saying, I don't have to wash my face. And my face isn't greasy, even though I don't wash it. And then he realized his face is greasy. So it's been a tough week all around for John.
Well, here's what I'll say. As someone that infamously has a greasy as shit face, it is good for you. As a woman, if you have a greasy face, everybody thinks that you've got like a facelift or something. They think I like dug up Joan Rivers and put her dead skin on my face or something. But guys having a greasy face, it isn't a good look. It can get real murder suicide real fast.
Well, this is because I haven't washed my face. I'm like, like Seinfeld, Seinfeld's like, I haven't puked since 83 or whatever. I haven't washed my face since like 2005 maybe. And
Okay.
Why not? I don't get that though. Why not?
I told you, and this reasoning makes sense. It's because
That your shampoo, hold on, let me tell you. Does your shampoo trickle down from your head?
I
knew it.
His hair either.
I don't wash my hair either.
Like, you not wash your legs?
Here,
I wash my legs.
No, I don't wash my legs. Gravity.
How?
Gravity takes care of it.
Okay, that's wrong. That's not true either, Kevin. White people have lost their minds. Dude, who do you think you are, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis? Ashton Kutcher doesn't have to take a shower because he looks like that, but you do. You have to.
No,
You're very handsome. I'm just saying, you can't have a mustache. Okay, first of all, just real quick, John, you can't have a mustache and smell bad. You got to pick one.
But that's the thing, I don't smell that.
He actually
You can't
does
smell yourself. That's not up to you.
He doesn't.
You can't
sweat.
smell yourself.
Hair. He's a weird freak.
But the
I'm not
whole
condoning
thing,
it,
the
but
whole
he's weird.
thing started because I stopped washing my face because when I was like 15, I went to boarding school, and this British kid, and when people
That's where
say
you got
things-
molested. Okay, just come out with it. We know. Everyone gets molested in boarding school. We know a lot of people. Can I tell you something? I was molested. I still find time to take showers every day. Okay, there's no excuse. You're an adult. You're on a famous hit podcast. Pull it, or at least get some of that Axe body spray or some shit. Like that's just the spray, Manscaped, something. I don't know. Like there's Febreze yourself. I don't care. Like, but I just you have to. Are you circumcised? This is a
Am I
circumcised guy thing.
Yeah.
Wait, I am circumcised, so it's a circumcised.
I
guy
knew.
then?
Okay, so after dating a couple guys that are not circumcised, you really have to clean into the folds of like the nightmare. So I find that uncircumcised dicks, at first you're kind of like, oh, I don't know about this. Like, do I need like a stapler? Like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, I just figured out how to give hand jobs to circumcised dicks. Like, what is this like outer like little turtleneck that your dick's wearing? But they have to like really wash in it. So I find that uncircumcised guys tend to have better hygiene,
More
like
clean.
in general.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That makes more. I get that, but circumcised guys are disgusting too. I had a friend at this same boarding school who, when he would jerk, he was the only kid I ever knew who was uncircumcised, and he would jerk off, and when he was about to come, he would just pinch it.
You were so molested, dude.
Oh, no, he is.
Are you?
No, don't worry.
A
Whitney,
running theme on this podcast.
We've talked about this. He's been molested or violated, assaulted like 4 times, like straight up. We know this.
It's amazing to me when guys capture like every guy that I hung out with when I was a kid was circumcised. Like, how do you know? Like, what? They're like, yeah, this kid like had the biggest
hockey players.
Oh, when you're in the locker room.
Yeah.
And hockey players are the gayest guys in the world.
When you guys, they're ice skaters. They're not hockey players. They're ice skaters. They're figure skaters that hold a stick. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're still gliding across the ice.
One
Okay.
of the more traumatizing moments of my life was like, we were at the skate rink, the movie theater, one day, and we all thought we were really cool, all the hockey players. And this figure skater, very flamboyant, we're like 12 years old. It was like before kids were coming out, this kid was out. And he's like, oh, do you guys think you're tough? And we were like, we weren't acting tough, but we're like, yeah, we're tough. And he goes, well, can any of you do this? And he just jumped up and span like 4 times. And we were all like, holy shit, that was amazing, dude. No, we can't do that. That was cool.
I thought it was like, you guys tough? You think you're tough? Try taking a dick in your ass. That's tough. You think you know tough. I just think, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking, or maybe I'm like a toxic like woman that is like insecure about her appearance. But I do think you're on Barstool Sports, this is a famous podcast. Like, we need to get you a lighting setup that doesn't make you
I
look
don't use this. Is actually just a room. This is like my trash room. I don't even do anything in here. The only thing I do in here is I do a podcast.
Is
You're not
this your
making it
porn
better.
computer?
You're not making
Is
it
this
better.
your jerk-off
Like
computer?
garbage room that I work in.
Yeah, definitely is.
Listen to
All
this.
right.
We just had Bobby Lee on this week, and Bobby and John both admitted they have a problem with not shaking off enough when they pee. And Bobby Lee said that it's gotten to the point where the tip of his dick is starting to smell bad.
Well, okay, let's stop pretending that Bobby Lee's head can reach his dick, number one. Also, the tip of his dick.
The smell reaches his head.
Yeah, that's even worse. If Bobby Lee's dick can get all the way up to his nose, like the smell like that, that's traveling quite a long distance.
Yeah, let's just be clear. The tip of Bobby Lee's dick is also the base of Bobby Lee's dick. So I think it's more because it rubs against his fucking belly so much. That's interesting. I was gonna ask you about this. Like, look, do you guys never take toilet paper and just dab the no, you just shake it?
I leave
that's enough.
the fucking toilet. I leave the urinal with one in the chamber, and I always accidentally shoot it off.
What does that mean? Wait, what? Cum?
Like my penis is still full of piss when I walk away from the toilet, and then it just kind
can urine get stuck in your dick between your bladder and the toilet? Like, can it get stuck?
It's a good time you brought this up. This is also something we talked about this week. John was convinced that sometimes when your dick is hard, it's because it's filled with piss.
Well, not sometimes, only in the morning.
When you wake up in the morning, your dick is hard because it's filled with pee. That's something else we discussed this week.
No, you just are aroused by pee, dude. You're just in pee. Have you ever peed on a girl?
I never have. No, God,
dude,
are you kidding me?
Have you been?
I one time had a guy pee on me. Well, it wasn't really my choice. It was like we were in Asia, you know, and when in Asia, I just really wanted to like, like really embrace the culture. I don't know, but it was not in America, just to be clear. I could not do it in the on the continent my dad's buried in, but we're in Asia, and basically we were in the shower, and so I was like, this is a great time to do it because I'm in the shower. I'll get down on my knees, it'll just pee, and then it'll just wash right out.
You did it. Like you were like, you took it. Like it.
Here's the thing, you guys pee on us in the shower anyway. So
I was gonna say, I've jokingly done that, like on your leg a little bit. I've never done it sexually.
Yeah, always. I'm like, there's no way our water's that hot. We don't have that good of a water company. Like my leg, that's pee, dude. And so I was like, okay, like let's do it. Had a couple drinks, and like I get down on my knees for him to pee in my face, right? And he's doing it, and like, number one, if you're gonna pee on a girl, like you better aim it, because then he did it. I'm like trying to find the pee with I'm trying to get it on my face. I'm like, getting peed on is one thing, but actively trying to get the pee to hit you because he can't like aim well is too embarrassing. Like that's too.
We got a fire hose. Is this thing like going all over?
Yeah, well, no, it's just like we were both like a little drunk, and it's actually like I was down on my knees and like squatted down. He was just hitting me like. That's the thing, is that when you guys like come on girls' faces and pee on girls, like to me it's only weird when you miss and then I have to bob and weave to catch it, and now I just look like a cum horse. Like,
was he hard when he peed?
Of course.
That's a really good question. Can you be? Yeah, because you guys are hard in the morning when you wake up and you have to pee. It just makes it harder to pee.
Oh, it's a fiasco. But usually that's because you're still trying to hit a toilet, so you got to either bend it down or change your body position. But if you're in the shower and you're just trying to pee on someone, you could just let it rip. But then it might
hold on.
Up and over thing.
Are you about to make a story about me being completely humiliated and denigrated, even more embarrassing, like that he didn't have a boner?
How did you just turned on?
How do you make this story worse for me? I'm on my knees in a shower naked, like, I want to pee. Like, if he didn't have a boner, how horrible is my personality?
It's just I don't know how that does, but it does make it perfect. I got peed on by a soft dick.
You just made an embarrassing story like heartbreaking. Like your listeners
in Asia by a soft dick. Wow. That might be rock bottom, Cummings. Holy shit.
You could have imagined an Asian girl. Like you could have just pictured the waitress we just had at dinner. Like nothing. That's really, honestly, I have to like work through that. But I don't know. Maybe that's why he was missing, whatever the fuck it is. And so he's doing it, and I'm like looking at him in the eyes because I had just like learned, like, I feel like I was, Sasha Grey had been getting like movies. Like she was like starting, like she had a TV show. She was in a Steven Soderbergh movie. And I remember like, who's this bitch? Like taking jobs. Like who's this? And I remember watching some of her porn. And a lot of her thing was she would look the guy in the eye while she was blowing them. And I was like, I never even knew that was like a thing. I was like, you just close your eyes and just stay focused. And I have a lot to manage. I have a lot going on. And so, when that's happening, I have big teeth. So I really got to stay focused. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do like, that's why people love Sasha Grey so much. She like makes eye contact, and then there's like tears coming down and shit. So I was like, I'm going to do that. And so I'm looking up at him, like making eye contact while he's peeing on me. And I like could not laugh. Like I was just like, there's something about pee coming out of a dick. Like I was trying so hard to be sexy, and I was just like I was like, it was really bad. So I had to turn, like trying not to laugh, into just like, it's so good. Like I was
this is so amazing.
Have you ever just like during sex, something like you're trying so hard to do something gross and sexy that you just kind of like crack up laughing?
That's
like
the
it's
best,
so
though.
ridiculous.
I think that's when sex is the best, when you both just like basically break character. You like break the fourth wall. And
yeah.
Let's just laugh about that. I was gonna try to spin this around and put this here, and like that's the best.
You're just like, this is ridiculous. Like it was just, though, I was trying.
What about like it's like one of the only things I've ever done. So he's peeing, and that can take a little while, right? So
and you have stage fright. All you guys that want to pee on girls, when you do it, it's a little bit like, when you're peeing in front of someone and it's like not happening. It's
know, yeah.
not easy to do.
Yeah,
it's not
Did
easy.
you initiate this, or did he? Because I feel like this is a dangerous one for the guy to initiate.
Yeah.
Well, this was actually one of my favorite relationships. It was very toxic in a lot of ways, but he was older. And I think when you're younger and you're dating an older guy, there's this insecurity that they've done everything and you're never going to be their first anything. So to me, I was like, okay, the only way I can compete is to just be so over the top. Like, how are we going to do things he's never done so that I feel special? That's a really toxic, insecure thought, I know, but bad relationships make you do stuff like that. So I'm like hanging from hooks and I'm like, I'm coming out like wrapped in duct tape. I'm in like a chicken I mean, I had nipple clamps that had like feathers. It was like appropriation. Like it was like I'm in like a Native American headdress. I'm like, if those photos come out, I am getting canceled. Thank God I didn't do blackface. Thought about it, but yeah, there was like a butt plug with like a raccoon tail on it.
I'm like, funny.
I'm jumping around like I'm in like one of the 7 dwarves. Like I don't know what's happening, and so one time, though, I remember there's nothing funnier to me than if you use it sparsely. I'm obsessed with insults. We overuse insults a lot, right? Asshole, bitch, idiot, like, but when's the last time you just called someone like a nerd? Like, if you don't do it a lot, it really has an impact. And I will say, one of my favorite insults for a woman is to call her a pig. But I don't do it a lot. You can't do it a lot. It's like, instead of Karen, if someone's just like, what a pig. Like a woman calling another woman a pig, to me, is worse than cunt, worse than bitch, anything. Yeah. But you can't overuse it. So I was with him one time, and there was this woman that was like, we were at a pharmacy, and she was like, excuse me, where's my thing? I've been waiting 20, like everyone's waiting. Like, I hate that shit. And I'm the person that goes like, ma'am, everyone's waiting. Stop yelling at this person that's making $10 an hour and wait like everyone else. Like entitled shit like that really annoys me. And so there was a woman just like yelling at someone that worked there, and it's not their job. They're just, they don't, it's like when people yell at, yes, it's like when people yell at women or people, flight attendants, the ones that work at the counter. Like they don't know why the plane's late. Like they're getting paid nothing. Like pick on someone your own side. So I was like, God, she's a fucking pig. And he like died laughing. And I was like, what would be really funny during sex? Don't tell me when, but at one point during sex, call me a pig. And let's see, like, take it, pig. And let's see if we can keep a straight face. Like, don't tell me when. 2.5 months later, okay?
Wow.
I've like got, I don't know what I'm doing. I was definitely on my back, so maybe my legs were like behind me or something. I don't know. And he was like, take it, you fucking pig. And we laughed for like 45 minutes.
That's committed to the bit. 2.5 months later is like I would have made it to like maybe Sunday of that week. Like I gotta drop it.
I got to do it that night or I'd forget.
Yeah,
but
right,
it was
yeah.
It was literally the day after I gave up on him ever doing or like forgot about it, he did it, and it was so funny.
He put like a Google alert on his calendar or something. Like, oh, yep.
Yeah, we were fine. And then after that, sex-wise, we'd always just be like it was just, I'd suck his dick and be like it was so funny.
The thing with pig though is one of my friends at Barcelona is a gay guy, and the gay community uses pig all the time.
Yeah.
In what to mean during sex or sexually?
Oh, well, yeah, when he's fucking me. No.
A gay guy would not have sex with a man that washes his face this infrequently.
It's not infrequently, Whitney. I haven't done it since 2005. It's not
never.
like
he wanted you to suck his dick, and he was just like, can you turn around? I can't look at your clogged pores.
I'd rather put it in your asshole than your face. That's how gross your face is.
But he's like every single time Pat sees anybody, he's like, "Oh, he's such a little fucking pig."
Yeah,
I want to piss on your face just to clean it.
the urine's sterile. It'll clean some of that shit up.
By the way, speaking of that, still the urine, I wouldn't miss a face with urine. Urine, I'm pretty accurate with. Come. Well, it's like handing someone who's never shot a gun a shotgun. I'm like, I don't know where the fuck.
Right. Cum is coming out at like 35 miles an hour. You don't know where it's going.
But yeah, you can, like, the worst is when a guy tries to come on your face and you can see that it's like going to the top of your forehead, so you have to like scoot up and try to get it.
No, like you don't know. Sometimes it's gonna like come out like a leaky faucet, and sometimes it's gonna be a fire hose. You don't know.
Is that based on? Is that because I think women have this idea? I don't know if it's true or not, that it's kind of based on how much cum you have. Like if you've jerked off earlier in the day versus if you haven't.
Yes,
well, because that's the thing.
True. But if
a girl says come on my face or come on my tits, a lot of times we're just trying to ascertain if you're cheating or if you're jerking off without us. Because I want to see if it's like a big fast load, and I'm like, okay, he's not cheating or he's not like jerking off to some rando.
Well,
like
you're allowed to jerk off, Whitney.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Right. But if you're kind of like trying to figure out, like, is he cheating? Is he being sketchy? Yeah. Also, my thing is like, you can jerk off to whoever you want. You can watch whatever porn you want. I'll watch porn with guys. Like, I'm into that. Like, I don't want you not having sex with me because you're jerking off. You know what I'm saying?
No, that makes sense.
You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one thing. I'm like,
as
I'm out of town.
I get it.
What?
As someone who's definitely done that, I get it.
Yeah, where sometimes it's like, I'm already done. I already had a good time with myself. You're good, and that's a big red flag. That's
you want to fuck me after I just got out of the shower? What do you think I was doing in the shower?
Yeah, that's awful. You know what? I think that sometimes you get your wires crossed, because I think a lot of times people will be like, oh, he's fresh out of the shower. He's clean. He's already naked. Let's fuck. And it's like, I finished 30 seconds ago. No shot this is happening.
That's hilarious, because I think a lot of women do that because we get UTIs, and your guys is and you guys all have Bobby Lee dick with urine and all kinds of shit on him. Because also people don't understand, like, I do ask guys if like, hey, can you just wash your hands before we have sex? You got to wash your hands, because like, I'm not, who knows what's under your fingernails. If that's your face, imagine what's under your fingernails. You petri dish. You are the COVID variant. You're the next variant, dude. And so I do say, I'm just like, look, because if I get a UTI, I'm not going to want to have sex with you again. It's going to, so it's like, guys, your hands touch your dick all the time. I don't think your dick's dirty. I think your hands are dirty, and that you've pissed a couple times a day and touched your dick.
That's why we always make the argument when people are like, oh, you didn't wash your hands after you peed. It's like, we really should wash it before we pee, because that's when
totally. That's so true. That's so true.
That's really
well, now that I know that you guys are like shaking it around, I feel like maybe before and after. I don't know. I'm not like, I was gonna literally say I'm not anal about that. But if you do think it's really dirty, you just go like, let's just do anal. Or
so think about like, think about when you go, if you bring someone home for a one night stand right from the bar, and you're sucking his dick, or you're like, I mean, you've been at the bar all night, you're dancing.
Bro, you guys are all such pussies. I'll tell you,
I'm not gonna not do it, but it's gross.
No, you could have on leather pants and a diaper. I'll still eat your butt that night. I don't fucking care.
So are you a big ass eater?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So you don't wash your face and you eat ass?
I let water run down my face. I'm not an animal. But I don't keep that dry. But
what does your mustache? Your mustache smells like the asshole of like gold digging New York whores.
I said his mustache looks like, because he does this thing where he licks the mustache, and it looks like he's eating out a 1970s vagina, a redhead 70s vagina, and he's eating it. It's just
looks like you just
look at that. I can't even look.
It looks like you just fucking ate Carrot Top's ass. It's not great. But here's the thing. But here's what I'll say. I'm not 25. I'm not one of these girls that's like, I've got all these standards. Like, by the time you get older, you start going like, you know what? I've done every version of this. A guy that is like too hygienic and like obsessed with their appearance and like that's unattractive too. A guy that has like the exfoliant and like, I dated a guy, this is probably more LA thing, who had like concealer for zits and like, like shit that was like his name might rhyme with Mendon Smob. But here's the thing. You don't want the guy that's self-obsessed and like a malignant narcissist. That's gross too, you know? Like the Bachelorette was on my podcast recently, the girl from the last season. Katie Thurston's her name. And you know, the Bachelors, I guess those people, they meet and they get engaged after like knowing each other a month. So she's finding out all these things. And I'm like, what's the weirdest thing you've found out since? And she went, I walked in on him showering and he was cleaning his asshole. He was squatting on the ground in a pitcher position, cleaning his ass.
What?
Yeah, but think of, I saw that clip. It's like, if you want to get in your ass, you gotta, get down there and fucking.
That's the way
all you gotta do is you lean forward, you put your weight on your toes, and you spread the cheeks a bit.
You pull your ass apart. Yeah. You gotta let the water run down.
Why is soap not a soapy water? Not just water.
But okay,
New York City water.
Wait, so if you're not squatting down to wash your asshole like that, you're just kind of letting the soapy water run down your ass crack, right?
You have to exfoliate. It's dead skin that needs to get off. You have to use the mitt.
So how are you washing your ass then? What are you doing?
I'll tell you. I'm about to change your life.
Okay.
I get these Korea. A lot of bad things happen in Korea, but they've really nailed it on the exfoliating mitt front. So it's a glove that's in you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they use it to like kill children and stuff, but it's great for the skin. So you, most people in North Korea have to eat it as their only meal of the year, but I buy them in bulk to wash my asshole with. So it's a mitt that's an exfoliating mitt. I'll use a new one every week. You throw them out after you've used them a couple times. It's a mitt. I do my entire body. I do my titties. I do my butt. I do the outside of my vagina, not the inside, but just like you got to exfoliate everything. I mean,
I got a little claw going there.
I do that. I put eye cream on my pussy. A lot of girls don't care for the skin around there. It's like this.
I even just like the simplest thing as I've gotten older, like the minute that girls discover like Summer's Eve or any of those things that just keep it like fresh, it's
how old are the women you're dating? Summer'sEve.
Well, yeah,
I know what it is, but I don't get her seen it.
No, okay, douche. Okay, douche is bad news.
No,
if you're
not douche.
So, but here's the thing, it's skin, like any other skin. You can use face wash, you can use exfoliant. I mean, I also there's a laser you can do that makes your pussy tighter. I did that.
Really? Dude, so we got offered a laser to get our dicks harder, and we didn't do that because we were scared. How did your
That's not real. There's no way that's real. That's not the technology's not there yet.
It did seem rather I was like, how come we haven't heard about this yet? And why are we getting offered it like the first people in the world? What's going on?
Like, we need less erections. Erections have ruined our lives.
Yeah,
can you do
much,
one that
right?
can you give me a laser that makes me not get hard?
When people were like, if you take Propecia for your hair, your dick might not get as hard. I'm like, double, 2 birds, 1 stone. Keep the hair, keep it down. Like, thank you. That's a good thing. Sign me up.
Everyone's like taking Viagra. I want to have an erection for 4 hours. That's not my problem. I need to not get an erection around the interns. Where's the pill for that?
I'm trying to pee in the shower. We're gonna get rid of my corner.
Those people emailed us and were like, are you interested in like a bigger, harder dick? And we're like, kind of like, yeah. And then like the second email was like, okay, so we're going to electrocute it. And I was like, all right, I'm out.
That didn't totally put me out. I had a phone call with the people. I had a phone call. They were like, oh yeah, I had the phone call. I took the phone call in Dave's office at the old office. I was sitting like in Dave's chair being like, all right, so what are you going to do to my dick? You're like, we put it in a chamber. It's like a fleshlight type chamber. And then we shock it with electrodes. And then every boner you get the rest of your life is Viagra hard, which I don't think I even want that. Like sometimes sometimes it's fun to be like, look, this thing's not even that hard, but I'm going to beat it.
Yeah,
like,
there's a challenge to it. There's a little bit of a challenge to it where it's like, she doesn't know yet, but this thing's only 3/4. So I'm going to try to get it in and we're going to try to finish it. It becomes like a competition.
I'm going to plant this.
Thumb it in.
Yeah, you got to get the splint. You got to thumb it in.
And then you're like, now it's like it's like, remember those little sponges when we were kids that were like a pill and you put it in water and it became like an animal, like an elephant or something?
Yes. If you can get it
I don't really want, here's my thing though. I don't want the dick size to change once it's in. Like, I want to, You know what I'm saying? I want expanding inside me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I do.
No, you do. I mean, if it's not the best boner and you're struggling to get it
what
in,
makes your when is the optimal boner? Like, is it have to do with what you've eaten, how tired you are, what you haven't drank? Like, what's the best boner? Like, haven't jerked off in a week, haven't drank whiskey.
Probably
Morning
she doesn't want kids. Huh?
I said morning boner full of pee. Morning boner is a boner.
But I don't understand though. I hate having sex. If I have to pee, I cannot do it. It's so uncomfortable.
I don't like that either. But your dick is going to be super hard in the morning because it's trying to keep that pee in.
Your dick is real. Morning boners are the fucking business.
It's fucking wood. It's morning wood. It's like a tree trunk.
So do you want to jerk it off, or you just want to pee and be done with the pee?
Most of the time I want to just take a shower. Most of the time in the morning I
shower.
Huh?
Oh, take a shower. I think you say most of the time I just want to take a shit.
Yeah. I'm like I don't want to fucking deal with this, so I just get in the shower and then I shower and just kind of work around an erection.
I have a question. Now that you've been with many women, you're a little bit older now. Like, what is the hottest thing to you? Like, because I think women, we're at this place where we're like, we watch porn and we're like, I guess I need to, you know, like wear a Trump hat, you know, while he fucks me or whatever. You know, I guess I got to do it on a yoga ball. Everything's at the gym now. I don't like, what is now that you've had a lot of sex, you've gotten a lot of.
You know what's a problem right now? So the pre-roll ads on Pornhub right now are.
I know. How many times have you had to come to a Gillette razor by accident?
No. This one now though is like a video game girl creation.
Yeah. The anime girls, anime.
And this is like it looks like the Polar Express. Remember that movie with Tom Hanks where it was animated, but it looked really real, but it was kind of weird. And it's like these cartoon video game girls that are fucking hotter than the porn I'm about to watch. I'm like, I don't want to click. Like, you can start it now. I'm like, let the full 30-second ad run, because this weird video game girl it's making sounds and noises and jiggling in ways that not even humans can do. So I might be all of a sudden into video game cartoon porn. I don't know.
No. People love it. I had Miss Pat on recently, and she said that she busted one of her nephews watching Elsa get gangbanged. Like,
yeah,
Elsa was sucking like 5 cartoon dicks. Like, I think that here's what I'll say. I think I don't know if it's unhealthy or not, but like the next thing seems to be that young guys 13, 12 now that like are going through puberty, they're into anime porn. And it's like, I don't know, maybe that's going to end up being the thing that like solves all this stuff of like, it's not a real woman, or like in 20 years, if you're dealing with like running for office and they're looking through your searches, like maybe you're off the hook.
You know what I think
would work? That's been around forever. It's just the cartoons are hotter now. Like when I was coming up in the porn game, it was always fucking Marge Simpson and Lois Griffin.
Yeah.
And like nice enough women, right? But I'm not trying to fucking jerk to those.
Yeah, like Betty Flintstone. Yeah.
It would be funny. It would be Marge being like, "Homie, suck I'll suck your dick."
No, she was always fucking Flanders. She was always fucking Flanders.
That is so funny. I mean, Lisa Simpson. I just don't know how old Lisa Simpson was, but she was cute.
Well, I think I might have seen the Miss Pat clip, because I remember watching Elsa suck dick, and the craziest thing, the sickest part, like, I don't know what this says about me.
I love that your story is that you're more likely to watch my podcast than just have watched that porn on your own. You're like, yeah, I think I saw it in your clip. Bitch, you don't watch my podcast. You're like, I was just watching 2 women be funny and successful, and I happen to have to watch this horrible clip of Elsa getting gangbanged. No, I just wanted to support female comedians.
I was watching Elsa suck dick, and I was like, she's not doing that good of a job. Like, whoever animated that made her give like mediocre head. I was like,
but here's what I'll say: all the animators are dorks that never get their dick sucked. None of them know what dick sucking looks like. They're the nerds, dude. Like, you have now nerds.
You could make this thing like come out the back of her head. It's animation. The wildest imagination possible. And she's giving like.
Yeah, but they would imagine getting fired from a porn animation job. They're like, hey dude, once you made the dick come out of the back of her head, like it's just too much. You know what I mean? Like it's a little sick. Imagine being the sickest person at the porn animation company. You're too sick to make
That's
animated
rock bottom.
porn.
That's rock bottom. I think what the world needs. Have you ever seen the show Westworld?
Yeah.
That's what the world needs. Where it's exactly like a human. It's like sex dolls that are like completely real, but they're not. So
I have one.
Well, yeah, but even yours still look like a robot. I mean, if it was.
Have you seen me in person? But it's not that, dude. It's not that my like robot doesn't look like a human. It's just that
the human looks
me
like a
as
robot.
a human. I look like a robot. So it's like, and I act like it's kind of the perfect person to have a robot because she's like way more human than I am. I think she has more empathy.
Where is Bearclaw? She just like collecting dust somewhere now?
No. How dare you? She got sawed in half for a movie. I've become a stage mom. She works more than I do, frankly. It is a really weird call when an agent is like, "Hey, we have this project for this movie," and I'm like, "Oh my God, cool!" And they're like, "But it's for your robot." They don't want you. They want the you that doesn't have opinions. And doesn't age and have a fucking attitude problem. So she got sawed in half for a horror movie. I'm not allowed to say who it's for, but it's coming out soon. I'm in a horror movie where someone's having sex with me and I get sawed in half while he's having sex with me. And so from like under the bed. So they were like, how are we gonna do this? And I was like, you hired the one person that happens to have a body double you can actually saw in half. Wow. And her tits were too big. Like I have fake boobs and they're like a wide C, but hers were too big anyway. So I needed a new body. And then her face, she was built like 2 years ago, molded exactly on my face. And she already fucking looks younger than me and it was pissing me off. So because there is a guy in Japan, there's one other person that has a robot that looks like them. It's this guy in Japan, shocker, sorry. And sorry, Bobby. And he gets plastic surgery to stay young to look like his robot.
Oh, now we're getting toxic.
Dark, dude. Dark. I was
shit.
like, female comedians don't have a reputation for not getting 50 weird facelifts at the mall, so I'm gonna try to stay out of that. Yeah. People already think I have a facelift, so I'm just aging her up to look more like me now. And she's getting eyeballs that are cameras so that she can see people. So she'll be able to recognize people. You know what I mean? So she'll say like, if you meet her when you come out to LA, Kevin, she'll be like, Kevin, what do you want to order for dinner? And you'll say Chinese food and she'll order Chinese food. And then 2 months you'll come back and she'll go, oh, hey, Kevin, what do you want for dinner?
Like, we're getting, you know what? When
you are flirting with a dangerous line.
Yeah, when the robot apocalypse is here, we're blaming Whitney fucking Cummings.
You know why?
Whitney's backyard is the fucking Squid Game. And that thing is like,
yeah, red light, green light with Bearclaw. She's going to fucking shoot you to death.
Here's the thing, like, I talked about this with Rogan a lot, so I don't want to like repeat myself too much, but look, only guys are afraid of robots. And I don't mean that, I'm not trying to do like men and women are different, even though those jokes did pay for my house. But there's a biological basis for it, right? So guys, when they see my robot, they're like, ugh! Like they freak out. And when women see it, they're like, oh, that's weird. Like, so there's something called, I learned this because I had a robot built and I was like studying why people are so freaked out by them. And it's called pathogen avoidance. So it's like you guys are scared of robots, right? Let me tell you why.
I'm terrified. I'm weirded out by. I'm not one of those people that every time Boston Dynamics puts out a video, it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
but
I'm right on the verge of like,
guys.
Haven't you seen Terminator?
I want to fuck them. I'm half afraid of them. That's where I'm at.
Here's what I'll say. Well, that's it. So, Kevin, I can tell you a lot about your ancestors. It's called pathogen avoidance. So we evolved. It's called the uncanny valley as well. We evolved to, if something looks human or move like a human, or it's called the uncanny valley. Dolls, scarecrows, stuff like that. If something looks human, but also could be sick or dead, it's basically the way we evolved to not fuck corpses, because that's how a lot of people got sick. They would fuck something dead, and so the ones that evolved to be terrified of that survived. So this just means a lot of your grandparents fucked corpses.
I can
Wait, is that me or
understand.
Kevin?
Huh?
Is that me or Kevin who had the
Apparently
grandparent?
me.
No, John, you're kind of good. It seems like you don't really care. I don't know. I'd have to see you around a robot because
Yeah,
basically
Did
it's
they-
called
wait.
pathogen avoidance.
I could understand being like, if something looks dead, let's steer clear of it. Like, were people really fucking dead? I could understand catching something from a dead body.
Or fucking something that's sick, something that's sick,
okay.
something that doesn't move properly, something that is having a seizure or is sick or has
Well, I don't
palsy.
want to
Or
fuck your robot when it's sick. I just want to fuck your robot when it's not talking and it's not bothering me and it's not gonna out me on the internet or something like that. Although apparently now she could. Apparently now she's gonna be like,
that's what human women do. You should be afraid of human women. Like it's amazing.
That's why I want to fuck them. That's why I want to fuck your robot because I don't think she'll out me on the internet. But now it sounds like she's learning how to do that.
No, let's be honest. I mean, look, it depends. You guys have got to stop. Just don't flirt with women, I guess, that speak English or on Twitter. You guys got it. This is my argument for dating older. You guys want to date young women? Date that 45-year-old bitch that doesn't have a Twitter password, that can't remember her Facebook password. You guys just got to start dating older women that don't know how to use technology.
Yes, that's a fact.
All your aunts that are like, how do I do a FaceTime? Marry that bitch. She's not emailing anyone.
Honestly, I thought you were going to say we're scared of robots because we think like, okay, she looks like one of those things we've mistreated for centuries, but she can also kick our ass. So that's going to fucking suck.
They walk like the zombies at the beginning of the Thriller video. They can't even walk yet. How out of shape are you guys that you're afraid a robot that can barely move is going to kill you?
Okay,
You know how...
So you're not watching the Boston Dynamics videos intently
The
enough,
only person that needs to worry is Bobby Lee because he can't outrun any of these things.
Listen, not all of us are fucking rock climbers like your fucking, shredded from fucking stone boyfriend, all right? Some of us are skinny fat eating ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, okay?
It is kind of amazing though because everyone's so impressed by him being like he just like climbs up walls. It's like
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But it's so weird to be like, and then you just come down. Like it doesn't go anywhere. Like it's just so funny. It's like running on a treadmill or something. It's like you're gonna climb up a wall and then just be like, it looks so boring.
I don't make the bed in the morning because I argue there's not much point to it. How about climbing up a fucking wall or a mountain just to come back down? There's really
everybody
no point
is so jealous. Here's the thing I'll say about rock climbers. The way that they are good is they have calluses on their fingers and they have to put at night this it's basically like whiteout that dries their fingers out. They can never get their fingers wet, which is why I'm convinced he's dating an older woman. And they don't finger you at all because when they're in the swimming pool, they hold their hands up like they can never get their fingers wet.
Well, really?
So wait, he's got to have the dirtiest hands in the world then.
Well, no, he's also a veterinarian. I don't know. He wears gloves, and then kind of. They put powder on it.
We've been getting fucking lectured for an hour about washing ourselves, and now I find out that your boyfriend can't even wash his own fucking hands.
Hands haven't been wet since I washed my face.
It's like. I mean, they're callous. Look, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm on your show. I obviously am a scumbag too, a hypocritical asshole scumbag that makes my money criticizing people, even though I live a shitty life. Like that's what we do here.
That's
okay,
the way of the world. That's what we
Tell
do.
Whitney.
We get paid to be hypocrites and criticize people, even though we are absolute monsters.
1,000%.
The scum of the earth.
I love that we managed to find careers where we're scumbags who are morally superior.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. People are like, who are you to be talking about this, that, the other thing? I'm like, I'm the guy who got this job. I don't know. That's just
I'm the one with the microphone because I was the asshole that at least made it funny. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You tell me what's going on with you that I'm fucking rich and you're not.
I don't know if you remember, Whitney, a few months ago, I texted you. My dad listened to an episode the first time you were on our show and then went and listened to all your stuff and like absolutely loves you. And but the funniest part about it was when he told me it was like he discovered fire. He was like, did you know that they can be funny too? Did you know that there's a woman who can make me laugh? It's amazing. It's crazy. It was so nice.
That's actually hilarious because it's like, who can be funny. She's not funny, but she can be.
Could be.
Yeah.
She accidentally, every now and then, says something that's funny. That's so weird because I feel like last time I did y'all's show in New York, and when my last special came out, I was like bombed it. Like I was wearing like a sports bra. Like I just was like out of it.
Well,
remember you had just had a porn star on.
Well,
that's pretty regular.
I know, but I'm just saying, you guys kept bringing her up, and I was like I can't compete. I'm wearing a shirt from American Eagle Outfitters. Like I wasn't prepared for this. So what happened? Was he listen to my podcast? I'm never funny on my podcast.
I think he is not like technologically, he's I think he just discovered like how to listen to my show recently and has been going through like the whole fucking catalog. And then I can't even believe that he like heard you on my show and then knew how to find your shit. I was like, wow, that's why we do this, Dad, and it actually worked. Like you got a new fan. But,
oh my God, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
I need more dad. I need more dads. I need big daddy energy.
that's what we're going for.
It is. I mean, look, I don't know. I feel like I finally am in a place where I'm like into older men, but it's like creepy now. You're not allowed to date older men because it's like it's automatically rape no matter what. Like even if I'm in my 30s and I date a guy who's 60, I'm still getting abused.
You're
like
grooming. You're getting groomed no matter what. Yeah.
I can't even consent. It's like women are equal, but they can't make any of their own decisions and they're always being abused in relationships. It's like, which is it? Like, women are smart and they're equal, but they're all so dumb that if they're in any relationship with a man who has any power, they're being brainwashed and groomed. It's like, which is it?
I think this is why though. The reason my dad liked a lot of it was he was saying his main takeaway was like, I didn't know that they know all those things about us. Like, cause you know how guys are and kind of like the things that my dad still thinks are like male secrets. You're like, yeah, we know that you just jerked off in the shower or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? So I do think probably, I bet you would have a good amount of fans who are like daddies, the 60-year-old guys who like you're the type of female comedian I think they would laugh at because it's not all about that shit all the time,
Yeah, and it's not, look, I mean, thank you. I get a lot of shit from like women, sometimes just being like, because I guess like things have gotten so out of control in terms of like the left woke shit. I'm basically like a conservative now.
Yeah.
Like if you say men and women are different, you're like QAnon.
Right. Which is like, honestly, you're right. Not only that's like all of your specials and you're like you said, you built your house on it, but that's what people have been laughing about. Like, this is the beginning of fucking time. And it's like, you can't even, we hear it all the time here because our CEO and our CFO, all of our C-suite are all females. All of our like big shows now are females, but then it instantly becomes token and you're doing that on purpose. It's like, well, I don't know. We can't fucking
fine. By the way, fine.
Send them back to the kitchen then.
Blame the listeners then. Don't blame the person that makes it. Blame the people that buy it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the other thing. It's just like you're just mad at me for being a good business person, like for giving people what they want to listen to. Like that is so obnoxious.
That was my big takeaway from trying to schedule this interview because we were joking about it at the beginning, but Whitney and us, we both canceled on each other like 4 times. This is like 8 times in the making. And at one point, you just sent over a screenshot of your like scheduled day, and I was like,
I didn't mean it to go like look at my day. I was like, pick a time that is available.
Well, it looked like I was like, oh my God, what, this woman has no time in the day, and then you start to look at it, and it's like, drop my dog off here, phone call there. It's like, are these John goes,
wax your pussy.
Goes, do these even need to be in the calendar? What's going on here?
You
were like
Neil Brennan's birthday in there.
Neil Brennan's birthday the whole day.
Yeah, clear my schedule. It's Neil's birthday.
Dude, birthdays are important to me. Neil Brennan's important to me. Do you want to be the person that didn't text him happy birthday on his birthday? Have you met Neil?
Not Neil.
Let me tell you what. I just saw his the one-man show he's doing, Unacceptable. And that seems like a gentleman who would get very upset if you don't text him on his birthday.
If you know Neil, you know to text him on his birthday. How the show was amazing, right?
It was great. Yeah, it was very. I saw it at Cherry Lane Theater. It was really good.
He's so smart, and so brilliant. But yeah, I mean, look, whatever. If I say this, everyone's gonna think I'm an asshole. But someone else does my calendar. And what day was that? Now I'm pissed. What day was that? When did we?
Someone doesn't know Neil's birthday.
Oh yeah, when's Neil's birthday?
Yeah, because
you see why I have to put it in the calendar.
You put me on a text with what you described as your chief of staff, which I sincerely hope is a fucking joke, Whitney Cummings.
You're not. Here's the thing. You're not allowed to say secretary anymore.
Okay.
You're not allowed to say assistant. Assistant's a little pejorative.
Right.
You can't say maid or concubine. But it's what's weird is so a lot of people are saying chief of staff now, and I'm like, I feel like chief is a little bit like
yeah,
Indian.
In trouble too. Wait, you're
I was gonna say.
So I thought you were saying like you kind of earned the title. I mean, you haven't really earned chief yet. Chief is like that's big time.
Chief's top notch.
Yeah, but chief though is like, aren't they canceling like the Kansas City Chiefs and the Florida Seminoles and the Redskins? You can't say that anymore. Like chief, I feel like that's coming.
Did chief is that's yeah? I guess that is Native American. I knew that.
Yeah.
And if it's not like 100%, it's like 99%.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe they got that from someone else. No, I don't think they were stealing from anyone. They're like, no, this was our thing. It was all our shit.
I got in trouble for saying master bedroom, and people were like, "Oh, that means the slave master." And then I was like, "Oh my god, I never thought of that." Like, and then I looked into it, and I guess that's not what it's based on. But who knows anymore? Like, I mean,
but a word like that is just like, nope, can't say that anymore. It's got even if it's not from that, you're gonna be thinking it.
That's retarded.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, Kevin. Okay, yes. Okay. Neil Brennan birthday, Daisy drop off. That's my dog. I didn't drop her off, but yes, okay. Barstool interview at 10. Weekly call about my tour. A general with Peacock. Yeah, that's embarrassing. Wendy Williams show, and then a call with an agent. Yeah, that's a pretty obnoxious. That's obnoxious. I'm the worst. I hate myself.
You did just wrap up with Wendy though? I love Wendy.
Yeah, I was just on with Wendy's team. Yeah, I'm guest hosting Wendy Williams all next week in New York.
Oh, really?
Hmm?
I mean, we could have just done this interview then, you asshole.
Yeah, cause I'm shooting 5 shows in 2 days. It's gonna be a nightmare.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. And I don't. Would I have to come to your apartment? I don't want to see either of you in person after I just learned about your hygiene. We're Zooming forever.
Here's the deal. Next time when we're in person, I promise you I will wash my face beforehand, and I guarantee you I have pimples for it.
I don't trust you the way you wash. I don't think
I've spent, honestly, all last night since that episode came out, I spent most of the day laying on the couch watching the new Taylor Kitsch Netflix show and Googling.
Wait, hold on. Slow down. The Taylor Kitsch Netflix show?
Yeah, it's called The Defeated. It takes place in Berlin. He's a Brooklyn cop.
Wait, the guy from Friday Night Lights?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tim Riggins.
Is he so famous that he's like, it's
this guy?
Yeah, Dylan Panthers.
Do you love
the Tim Riggins shirt? I happen to be wearing one.
Wait,
as I watch Taylor Kitsch.
Don't take that shirt off. Put the hoodie back on. Thanks. Do you love the guy from Friday Night Lights? You love him?
I love Taylor Kitsch. Who doesn't?
Well,
I know, but I've never heard someone say it. I've heard like that guy from Friday Night Lights. I've never heard someone say it as if he was like
John. I think John was the first person in the world who ever actually knew his name, because he's Tim Riggins to everyone else in the world, but he was the one.
Listen, Whitney, if you want me
By
to
the way,
give you a rundown of Taylor Kitsch's stuff.
It didn't roll off the tongue though, dude. Like I feel like
I stumbled through it.
Yeah, he mixed it up with Taylor Swift, his other obsession, which I'll be honest,
Can we do this? Hold on. Who's your number one favorite actor and number one favorite like hot girl crush right now?
See, I could do the actors all day better than the girl.
I love it when guys talk about hot guys. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
You've come to the right place.
I'm obsessed because I've dated a lot of Patriots fans when Tom Brady was there, and they're like, he's just so handsome. Like I love it. It's like not gay if they're playing a sport.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh,
like
I'll go movie stars. I'll do everything. But yeah, Tom Brady's top of the list.
You know who's
The,
my top female? She's always been forever, and even more so now, is Kate Beckinsale. And then I just find out this week that her IQ is 152.
I think you're too old for her by like 25 years.
I know, but isn't that crazy? So that when I found out that she's like a Mensa genius,
yeah,
and I'm like, then it's even crazier that she was fucking like 21-year-olds. Because like they're extra stupid. So she must have been like
why
just
can't
fuck me, you idiot.
So why is it that smart men that date dumb hot women were like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, and
because
why
we're vain and we're vapid and we just
men?
want to fuck you. We don't want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, you would assume that Kate Beckinsale wants to have a conversation and be stimulated and talk, and she's gonna fuck like a 21-year-old rapper or comedian. I guess she just wants to get fucked.
I don't think
that makes sense to me. I get that.
I don't need to like talk to my man. Like
yes,
I mean,
you do. You're a fucking liar.
Okay, bitch. How about this? I have recently, in the last like 2 or 3 years, like realized I made a movie about neurology. It was called The Female Brain. And the reason I'm bringing it up is just because I met with this female neuroscientist and that the character was based on in the movie and the book was based on. And I said to her, I was like, what's the main thing that you could give me, like advice-wise, as a neuroscientist that would help me with my relationships? And she just went, your boyfriend is not your girlfriend. You got about 20 minutes with a guy.
Yeah.
You got 20 minutes to talk about your day, and that's it. Like, the conversations about, like, are we going to go to Marcy's wedding? What should we wear for Marcy's wedding? Like, can you believe that Lindsay and Nick broke up? Like, that's conversation for your girlfriends, not your boyfriend. Stop trying to make your boyfriend your girlfriend. It's not fair to them, and he's not an asshole for not listening. He's not wired to listen to you talk about your cramps for 45 minutes.
No, this doctor needs to be famous and everyone needs to listen to her. That would save like every relationship that's gone wrong.
He's not a woman because you're not a lesbian. You want to date a guy. If you want to date a straight guy, don't expect him to be a fucking lesbian, you know? You know, so it was like, it really helped me. So you're right. I am a liar because I definitely used to be like, we need to like talk about string theory and like talk about, you know, like, are we in the multiverse? Like, are we Sims? Like, that's not for your guy. So this is a recent realization. And also I have so many guy friends, like comics and stuff, and I have to do so many fucking 3-hour podcasts that I spend enough time talking to men. I'm lucky. I spend a lot of time talking to men about like masturbatory topics. And but I think girls, like, you're never going to have a satisfying relationship if you expect your man to want to talk about like the sale at Bloomingdale's.
So you think that Kate Beckinsale is so smart that she's ahead of the curve, that she was like, all right, I'm going to stop looking for like a guy my age who can stimulate me, and I'm just going to go fuck like the hot rapper or whatever, and then I'll get my stimulation somewhere else.
I think that like after you've been in a really long marriage and you get your emotional needs met through your girlfriends, like she seems like she really kind of does that. Like she's got a lot of girlfriends. I think you're just kind of like, I just want to have fun and not have to think and be smart. Like, I'm not going to impress you. I'm Kate Beckinsale. I'm not going to like talk to you about, you know, consciousness. Like I'm hot as shit. It's boring. That stuff's only interesting to you when you're like in your early 20s and just discovered like that dank weed. Like as I get older, I'm like, I don't need to have long conversations. I mean, I do it all day on my podcast, so maybe that's why I don't.
No, but those are like, that's why those are enjoyable. I feel like that's what's going on with so much of like protests and fighting on social media and arguing, is that it's younger people. They just figured something out.
That's right.
Like,
that's right.
I have to talk about it. And it's like, if you were 10 years older, you'd be like, I don't fucking care. It's not going to make a difference anyway.
That's really what it is. Like when you get older, you're like, can we just lay side by side and masturbate and watch Bridgerton? Like, you're just like,
yes.
I don't care for Sims. I don't care. Like, I just like, you know, I don't care if there's other multiverses. I can hardly handle this one. Like, I think the need to have deep conversations as you get older, it's like, you're kind of like, oh, like it's boring.
We've had that argument before with like, I think it was Frankie, and Frankie's younger, where he's like, you don't care like how this works, how this got here. I'm like, I couldn't care less how that.
No one cares. Like it's just like it gets. And I think that as I get older, and I'm, you know, and I'm not as hot as her, obviously, but like as I get older, what you value is different. You know, it's like, I'm just kind of like, I'm really into someone that is great at a vocation or hobby or something that I know nothing about, so that I feel like the dumb idiot. So the idea of that is like, I'm going to date this rapper because it's the one thing I don't know about. I can't do. Like, that's hot because he's at the top of his field. Or like Pete Davidson is like so funny, and I don't want to have to think all day. You entertain me, you know?
That's why you are dating a guy who specializes in rocks.
Rocks.
Tell me about
these rock hard titties.
Was it really big or was it really, really big?
That's why he thinks I'm hot. My titties are basically like a rock wall that you can climb. No, he's also a critical care veterinarian. Like, it's like, I think truly smart people don't want to be the smartest person in the room. The truly smart people are like, this person's so much smarter than me. I want to hear all about like things I don't know, you know?
Yep.
And also they want to be dumb, which
that's right.
Like you want to like, let's just do dumb shit. I don't fucking care. I'm smart enough. I don't need to prove this to anybody, which is why I never thought Kate Beckinsale was a genius for no other reason other than the fact that I just never knew, because she loves dick jokes. Like every time she's ever on a late night show, or her Twitter is always like, here's a dick joke. And I love that. And I love the fact that she's also brilliant and just loves a good dick joke.
That's a great point.
On the interview with Howard, she said every doctor she's ever talked to has told her you would be infinitely happier if you were 30% less smart. Because dumb people, or not even dumb people, but just not overly ambitious, overachievers, ignorance is bliss. They're just like, yeah, man, I really like that movie and I like this cheeseburger and I'm happy. Like, whatever.
I think there's something just really refreshing and humane about like a very simple existence, you know?
Is that why you love animals so much?
Say it again.
Is that why you love animals so much, you think?
I just post about animals to seem like a good person.
I'm just virtue signaling.
I've worked with a lot of sexual predators. I'm trying to cover my tracks. The truth is I'm 39 and childless and I hate cats, so it's just a lot of dogs. I think that that's a really good point, and I'm very surprised that you made a good point, John. But it is like, the smartest people don't need to prove that they're smart. The dumbest people, and this is what Twitter is, dumb people trying to seem smart, and that dumb people try to seem smart, and smart people don't care because they know.
It's like, I don't even need to bother with this.
Right? I find that sometimes the smartest people are the quietest too. Like, they're not the people.
For sure.
We were talking about that with John Bernthal recently, where he's like, yeah, and like, this isn't, John didn't reveal it to us, but the quiet guy is usually the guy you got to watch out for as far as like toughness goes.
And that's also, that's exactly true. My therapist used to be a correctional officer at a prison, and the people that are like, fuck you, let me out, you cunt, like, those, you don't have to worry about those people. It's the quiet guy that's saying nothing, usually the white quiet guy, but it's the people that are the quietest are the ones that you always have to, the people that are like yelling, no problems. John Bernthal, that's wild because he is like my only celebrity crush, like only one.
He's
awesome.
the fucking man. He's
so hot and so talented. Did you see Me and Earl in The Dying Girl? I think it's that movie. He was the Dying Girl. So for you guys, it's a porn. But it was a movie about some girl. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, that was the name of the movie. He played like a professor, and he is he's ferocious. That guy.
You know what? I want to tell.
I've seen all of his movies.
Tell him I have a crush on him.
I'm going to tell this story right now, only because we have to remove it from his interview because his people aren't going to like it, but this deserves to be out there and you'll love it because it's an animal thing. So he raises pit bull, or he has a lot of pit bulls and he knows a lot about the pit bull culture.
That's what I do. That's literally what.
So ditch the fucking veterinarian and go get John Bernthal.
Is he married?
Yes, married with kids. He's very happy. Yeah, she
not afraid of commitment.
But
50% of marriages end. Nothing to do with me. I'll be a rebound. That's ideal.
There was a story where he was like doing an interview, and in the middle of the interview at a dog park, 2 pit bulls were going at it, and he just runs from the interviewer, jumps into the dog park, and he goes, "Put your fingers in their ass. Put your fingers in their ass.
Put fingers in their asshole." Yeah,
and that's what calms them down. And he on the interview, he was like, we asked him like, "This sounds like something you've done pretty frequently." He's like, I've done it so many times, I don't even know, like 40, 50, 60 times.
He's like, I don't remember the
But I think that should
situation
be
you're
out there.
talking
It's
about,
amazing.
but it happened.
I don't know why you can't play that. Yes, that is absolutely true. As someone that see my thumb, I had my thumb ripped open just recently because I didn't do the finger in the asshole because it was just the fight was too crazy. So I just stuck my thumb in the pit bull's mouth. My thumb was severed. I had my ear bitten off by a pit bull.
Whitney.
And then over the break, there's probably still scars here. I had
Yeah, I remember you were like in a hospital like every other week in COVID.
like I stuck my leg into a pit bull's mouth during a fight. So the asshole is the way to go. I know because I was like fostering a lot of dogs because it was like the pandemic and a lot of idiots were like, I want to foster a dog, and they take home a pit bull and they let their baby slap it in the face and it would just bite their kid's face off. So all these morons, you know, had no fucking clue what they were doing. They were like trying to take a selfie with an abused pit bull and like got bitten in the face, you idiot. So I ended up taking a lot of those in, like ones that had bitten people and had like issues and stuff. So that's my thing. Yeah, you haven't seen the picture of my finger getting bitten off?
No,
sorry, my
did,
ear?
Yeah, I mean, you were
My ear?
bleeding from like every part of your body, like every other week.
No, but my ear getting bitten off was like, this was like a couple years ago. I almost lost my ear, dude, because if your ear gets bitten off or you lose an ear, you only have about 4 hours till the cartilage dies. Like you have to get it operated on like quickly.
So wait, it was like it was off or just like mangled?
Yeah, let me find you a picture. It was hanging off, yeah.
And it was
hanging
because
off
you
my
tried
ear.
to fight. You tried to break up a pit bull fight.
This is actually wasn't that. This was a pit bull that I was fostering who, when they're taken from their moms too young, they're not taught not to use their mouths. It's just called mouthing because their mouth is their hands, right? So their mothers who teaches them at an early age, they'll nibble on their mother and their mother will like scream so that they learn that their teeth are sharp, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they learn manners. And this one was used for obviously fighting and stuff. And he was still mouthing and using his mouth as his hands, and I was on the floor. It's my fault that it happened. Like I hadn't established dominance. I let him sleep in the bed with me, and I was sitting on the floor tying my shoes, and he came up to me and we were playing, and then I pushed him away because when you're teaching a pit bull manners, any kind of play, you always end it, right? You have to put an end to it. You have to be the reason it stops, so they know you're the alpha. And so I pushed him away, and then he just like came back and bit my ear very gently, but it came clean off.
I'm
It was
looking
in
at this picture. Yeah, I mean, I see a picture of you bandaged up from it, but I don't see the. Oh
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you. It is not. Oh wait, so here's it when it was sewn. I'll send you this. That's when it was sewn back.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, it's right down the middle. Holy.
I mean, that's like your whole ear.
That's crazy.
My entire ear. Hold on, let me find. Okay, so are you ready? This is really gross.
Whoa!
Oh, fuck me.
Like a claw, like a pincher or something. That shit is busted open. Wow.
Yeah, dude, it was gnarly. Let me send you this.
That is crazy.
If I'm found dead in the next year, you're the #1 culprit after texting me this. You might want to delete this photo real fast. Sending you, yeah, it was like not a game, but more the reason John and I should be together.
Wow.
What a bummer.
I forget
No, I'm happy.
What was there was something I was gonna say that I completely forgot now. I don't know. I lost that one. It was long before we got into pit bulls eating Whitney nonstop. You've been bitten by just too many pit bulls.
Too many animals. Simply too many animal attacks.
What was I think Nate Bargatze has a joke where he's talking about the guy who got bit by a rattlesnake 9 times. He's like, it's just too many times to get bit by a snake. Like
it is so real. It's really hard to get. It's very hard to get bitten by a rattlesnake. If anyone's bitten by a rattlesnake, it's your fault.
Their fault. Yeah. I mean,
it's 100% your fault.
Get the fuck away from me. I'm rattling.
I have to kill rattlesnakes all the time, and basically, like you just.
It's like, what a weird one. Yeah, I feel like coyotes and fucking rattlesnakes like every day.
Yeah, rattlesnakes. Well, I live like in Topanga Canyon. Like I live like out in the woods. Like next time you come to LA, you should stay with me. It's like, you know, there's rattlesnakes, there's coyotes. You'll love pit bulls. You'll love it. But I grew up.
I'm gonna stay in a hotel in the city. How about that?
Yeah, honestly, we should go stay. If that's a real invite, us coming out to your fucking funhouse Whitney land would be like we're like city idiots. Like
I love. By the way, I just had
ridiculous.
I just had Ricky Velez on. If you guys don't know Ricky, he's so brilliant.
Yeah.
And Andrew Schultz always comes on the show. Like when New Yorkers, which I see as the toughest, most badass, like, well adapted, street smart people come out here, they are like Gilbert Grape, dude. It is so funny. Like they can't figure out how to park, and like it's so. I dated a guy from New York, and he moved out here. We pulled up because like when you go in a parking garage, you have to get a ticket. Like he hit the ticket thing. He wouldn't open the window. He's like, "Is this a clap? Like what do I do?" Like it's so funny to watch the most badass people be afraid of like snakes. You're just like, what the fuck? Like you live in New York City.
Snakes, snakes, spiders, like
you
all
might
that
as well live in Australia, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, who's not afraid of snakes? Why aren't you afraid
I
of
know,
snakes?
but if you've been in the country, you know that snakes aren't coming after you. It's not a black mamba. We're not in Africa.
Have you seen Anaconda? Yes, they're coming after you. Come on.
Oh, by the way, really quick. Oh, can I just say one thing and then I have to go because I'm sure there's someone I need to wish happy birthday. And I'm really busy. A lot of birthdays today, guys. No, but I do rescue a lot of animals. I'm into it, whatever. And it's really rewarding. It's like it's kept me out of a lot of bad human relationships. Like it's just you got to have good addictions sometimes. I'm really into healthy addictions, and I think addiction you can really use to benefit you if you just sublimate it into something positive instead of like sex or drugs or whatever the fuck. Not that I haven't done that too, but so animal rescue thing, it's just a good whatever. It's a write-off. There's a lot of benefits to it. And someone asked me about rescuing like a snake, like it was a boa constrictor or something that had been used in music videos, because that's really over. Like the days of using like live tigers and like it's like people now know that's super abusive. So there's all these animals that were used for music videos and commercials that like have nowhere to go. They're basically unemployed and they're very expensive to keep. So I'll get calls every couple of days. It's like, hey, do you want a tiger? I'm like, I'm good. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm a cougar. We're good. I don't think they get along. And so I got this call about a snake. And so I'm like, that would be kind of sick. Like, I'm sure they're just like, you get a big thing for it. It just chills. Like, it's old. It's probably going to die soon. It was like it was like the one from the Britney Spears Toxic video.
It was the actual one?
Yeah, that one. It's like white. It's like white and green or something. But it's like a performer. It's a snake that's been in a bunch of commercials.
I love that you call it unemployed. It's an unemployed.
Dude, it is a deadbeat snake.
Can't get any work.
It is. And so I'm looking into it, right? And I'm like watching all these videos, and then I talk to this snake specialist person. I'm like, what's the deal? Like, do I have to put live mice and shit in there? Like, I don't know if I want to be like buying mice from Petco, and you know what I mean? And he told me this story about this woman. There's a video about this somewhere. You just look up woman snake vet or something. She had a pet snake and loved the snake. You watch videos of them and you're like, oh my God, like this snake loves her, and they snuggle and they're hanging out, and oh my God, are snakes like have feelings and we just didn't know this whole time? Like it really you start to anthropomorphize it. You really start to be like, oh, the snake loves her, and she's feeding it and like carrying it in a little bag on a plane, all this kind of shit. And it's a huge snake. And it sleeps with her. It sleeps in the bed with her, okay? But it like curls up next to her and they like sleep. It's adorable. And then she goes to the vet, and she all of a sudden stops eating because like, okay, snakes, if they stop eating, it's a problem. And she's like, you got to feed them live mice, not dead mice. And she's worried that she's like killing her snake by accident because she's like not feeding it the right stuff. And it hasn't eaten for like 4 days. She brings it in, and the vet is like, okay, so what these snakes do before they eat a big piece of prey is they starve themselves in order to make room for the prey they're going to eat. So it's not eating because it's preparing to swallow you.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Yeah, so you're her, it's prey, and this whole time it's just trying to figure out how to eat you.
For how long was that though?
Months. I mean, she had it for months, or maybe, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure, I'll check, but then it stopped eating. And when they stop eating, that means it's time to eat you. So what she was feeding it wasn't sufficient. It was like bored of the fucking, Chipotle chicken or whatever she was giving it. And so it decided like, now I'm going to eat you. And if one of those snakes is going to eat like a raccoon, it won't eat to go, okay, I'm going to eat something this big,
Yeah.
So was not eating for 4 days to be like, okay, bitch, you got like 4 days worth of stomach room.
Oh my God. So she like saved her life, obviously. Never was around the snake again.
I mean, I guess it would have had to boa constrict her or whatever and then choke her to death.
That's the problem. I know you got to go, but if you own these weird animals, even if you have a connection, eventually they're going to like rip your face off and eat you.
It depends, unless you've raised it from baby, but for the most part, yeah, any apex predator, that's most of the shit I do, which is like, and a lot of it I have to do behind the scenes. A big fucking thing is, and this is literally the reason I don't live in New York, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but that horse carriage shit is so fucked up what they do. I have tried, because it's I guess there's some kind of mafia involvement or something. What if a dart just hit me in the neck? Because it's really hard to shut down. So there have been horses. There was one that got loose in Central Park. It was 30 years old, Archie. They weren't even using it anymore, and it wasn't my money only, but a bunch of big rescue people that are famous, we got together. We said $28,000 cash. We will take this horse. We'll take it in the middle of the night. It never goes on Instagram. And he said no.
Right. Wow.
It's really, that like seeing that drives me nuts. But like, I'm not like, let's just save puppies. Like, that's just like stopping the blood. That's not really, you're not helping at all. You like get to the root of the problem. So the big thing is like whores on Instagram that want to hold baby tigers in Thailand. It's like, if you're ever holding an apex predator or touching an apex predator, there's a tremendous amount of abuse going on. A lot of people don't know that. So that's normally what and like the don't ride elephants and shit like that.
Well, then let's root for the animals to maul them and rip their faces off.
Yeah. That when that happens, I get so psyched. It's like, oh, the tiger in your basement attacked your baby. What was it? Chris Rock, I'm going to get this so wrong, but Chris Rock, remember when that killer whale dragged that woman by her ponytail to the bottom? No, that's not what it was about. But Siegfried and Roy, when the tiger pulled him off stage, he was like, the tiger didn't go crazy. The tiger just finally was a tiger.
Yeah,
like it went tiger. It didn't go crazy. It went sane.
Tiger on your ass. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it finally was like, wait, I'm a fucking tiger. What am I doing? Let me just like attack this idiot. Why am I doing what he says? It's like you forgot to give it like 10 Benadryls a day and it just sobered up for a second.
I'm going to fucking eat you. Yeah.
Yeah. Not ideal, but yeah, so it's like that's that kind of shit. So there's so many animals that used to be in movies and stuff that like have nowhere to fucking go. So that's what I deal with. And like that's why did you know that I'm blocked by Dan Bilzerian because I was going after him so much for so long?
I could see you hating him, yeah, for
sure. I don't care about the women in the bikinis. That's fine. If you are a woman that wants to get paid to hang out with some loser nerd in a bikini, like I would have done that if I had fake tits when I was that young, but I didn't have tits, so I didn't get that chance. But I had to fucking get funny. And I would have much rather have done that.
Do it. You just don't have to have a fucking giraffe in the background.
You don't have to have a bear. I mean, there was that photo of that bear at the house. And then what you don't see, number one, it's standing up. And for a bear to stand up on command, they basically have to hang it by a noose the entire time it's a baby, up until about a year old. It's hanging on a wall with a noose around its neck. I'll send you videos. It's fucking horrific. And then you see the electric wire around it. I mean, there's like there's someone that's just standing there ready to electrocute at any moment. So it's like, here's what pisses me off. Not that Dan Bilzerian is a psychopath asshole that abuses animals. It's that all those other people there are assuming it's humane because and then that you have to be, then you're a part of it. And like it's like when people go to zoos or things that say like, it's a sanctuary. It's not, it's abuse. And it's disgusting what they do, but you're giving them money because you're trying to do the right thing. And you just got played. Like, I don't like that either. Like, so I do tend to, this is how crazy I've gone. I tend to go after fake charities, like bullshit charities, because it's like, it pisses me off when someone does the right thing and spends their hard-earned money to donate to a charity and they're participating in some corrupt bullshit, like you're robbing people, it's like you're just robbing. A lot of charities are just fucking straight up scammed.
And you do this all in your tons of spare time.
The advent of Apple Pay.
Wait, what? Say again, John?
I said I've definitely done that since the invention of Apple Pay. I'm just like, anytime I see a tweet or a GoFundMe, I actually recently made a promise to stop doing it because I'm like, all right, here's $100, here's $200, whatever, fuck it, who gives a shit. And I've given so much money to definitely just horrible.
Yeah, you should spend that money on new clothes. And Manscaped face wash and some new and a fucking ring light, dude. Save your money. The charity is you. You need to invest in yourself. because you are an at-risk mentally ill man. So you're a charity.
You are so painfully accurate, and I wish I didn't look that look right now, like because like you're really hammering it home now.
I'm really into you, John. I'm going to say something that I already regret saying it, and I'm sorry, but whatever. I don't remember you when I came on the podcast last time. Is it because you didn't have the mustache?
Yeah,
probably. Yeah. Or I just was not entertaining. It's one or the other.
You know what's weird? No. I just as long as you didn't have the mustache, because as soon as I came on, I will be fair, I was like, oh, who's this guy? I remember loving the other guy. Like, why? Who's this fucking asshole? So I was like,
boost the confidence, John.
I didn't like you at first because I was like, I liked the guy I met that time, and then I'm kind of putting together like, oh, that's the same guy, just with a mustache. But it is amazing to me, like if I don't have makeup on, and I put. Like, if someone sees me without makeup, they're like, normally people say I'm prettier without makeup. I'm sure that's a lie, but they're in a panic. Like when you have to say you see an ugly baby and you're like, she's gorgeous. Like you have to overcompensate so much. And, but a lot of times I'm obsessed with things that make people unrecognizable, or like when I cut my hair, like a guy I've dated, like I've had sex with, I'll be like, hey, and they're like, hi. And I'm like, you don't recognize me?
I peed on my face in Asia. How do you not know who I
am? In my mouth. And like 2 inches. I cut 2 inches off my hair. And all of a sudden, like you can't see me. I do have this thing where guys, if a woman has hair like above the neck, they're just invisible. So maybe it was that. But when a guy has a mustache, I am such a good person to trick with like a cartoon costume. Like if a guy has a mustache, I'm like, nice to meet my own brother. He had a mustache once, and I was like, hi, hello, sir. Like I think it's like a different person, which is so odd.
You didn't understand the stuff with like Superman and Clark Kent. You're like, yeah, no, he put on glasses. He's
totally different person. Go to phone booth, put on some glasses. Hello, nice to meet you, stranger. Like that's so funny to me for some reason, because when I put makeup on, and like if I like someone that like I have all these construction workers at my house because I'm doing renovation, so they always see me first thing in the morning. And one day they saw me come home in like having makeup on, and they were like Whitney Cummings at your house. Like they literally said to the head guy was like, hey, my workers think they saw Whitney Cummings at your house today. And like, what a weird, like, do you know Whitney Cummings? Like, I was like, how do I look so different?
Well, you're ugly. What can I say? You know.
Thank you.
You are the best. Thank you. You're on tour now. I mean, everybody already knows you. You're already rich and famous. I don't even know why do you, real quick question. Why do you like tour in like, middle of nowhere, Idaho or Iowa or something? Like, you're obviously rich. You're successful. Do you really just love doing it that much?
I'm still, look, I do believe that I will get my dead dad's approval. Now, I just feel like 40 cities in 5 months is the way to do it. He would not have wanted me to have biological children or find happiness. But no, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like I've done a couple things. Like I've done TV, I've gotten to direct movies, I've been in movies, I've created TV shows. Like I'm a stand-up, dude. And like, I think a lot of people do stand-up just so they can get a TV show or host a late night show. It's like, I always just wanted to do stand-up. And I started getting all these other things started coming my way. I think, a lot of girls want to say like, it's so hard to be a female comedian. Like, it is. It's hard to be a male comedian. It's hard to be, but like I probably got a couple opportunities that I wasn't quite ready for because there were so few of us. So I maybe benefited from it a little bit. And I was doing all that stuff and I was like, wait a second, I just want to do fucking stand up. I didn't want to have to talk to lawyers about what I can and can't say at like an HR department. Like I didn't sign up. It's basically like you're just running a business. You have employees. Right. I was like, I'm literally in meetings all day.
Right.
I'm sorry, John. Do you have somewhere to go?
My laptop's dying. You're starting to like fucking, what do you call it? I don't know, it was getting all choppy because my laptop's dying.
Motherfucker got up in the middle of like the most important.
It died. Did it die?
It's not choppy. I'm just boring you because I'm obsessed with when a woman is talking to a guy that he has, like, if you have no chance of fucking me, like, all of a sudden it's like, we're breaking up. Dude, you're just bored. You're bored.
We're on like hour 2 of a podcast. I didn't realize it was going to be this long. I was away from my charger.
Dude, I'm used to doing Joe Rogan. I'm used to
nothing. This is light work.
I usually have to take 2 bathroom breaks and like go to rehab in between the first and second chunk. Okay, I'm normally wasted halfway through these things. But so I just was like, this is what everyone seems to want, and this is what I guess I was like conditioned to want. Like, you want a sitcom, you want to be in movies, like. And that's the goal, like become a stand-up comedian to be in a Marvel movie. Like, you're kind of just waiting around all day to like work for 2 seconds. And like, I work so hard to be funny, and now I have to do TV shows where they're not going to let me be funny. And people already don't think women are funny. Like, I can't do all these TV shows where they don't let me be funny. Like, this is why people don't think women are funny, because they get on TV and a bunch of lawyers are like, you can't say that. It's like, I can't say anything funny, basically. So I was like, let me just like go back to what I do. And I really just want to make specials, dude. I just want to make specials, and I want to like be a comedian. I want to tour. I love going on. I also see the disease of what only living in New York and LA does to comedians. It makes them be like woke police activists or something, and it makes them lose their mind. I believe comedians, we're scumbags. Like, we are not the authority on morality or how you should vote or how you should behave. We're the authority on adultery and depression and what drugs mix well together and what words you can and can't say, and like saying them anyway. You know, this new thing where comedians are like, I'm funny. And they're like, you need to vote this way and you need to donate to this cause. It's like, what? Well, I thought you have a bit, your only funny bit is on fat chicks. You're telling me that I have to go to a march? Like, you know, so I think that it's important, in order to be like in any way relevant or funny, you have to go all across America and stay connected to actual comedy fans instead of trying to appease like executives and like the woke police, you know, because comedians by nature, we're supposed to not be woke. What is the point of being a comedian?
You're going to play by the rules.
If you're walking on eggshells, like that's the, and it's not our job to be liked by everyone. Like, what's this new thing that it's like everyone's supposed to like us? Like, we're sort of signing up, despicable and disliked, and kind of like, I'm just going to pay to see. Polarizing, dude. If like, think about it, any good music is polarizing, any good art is polarizing. If everyone loves something, there's no way it's that good. But I think comedians have just like, if you're in LA or New York for too long, you're so into this like having to appease stockholders, and you work for Disney and all this like bullshit, that you stop being funny and stop knowing what your job is, you know? And I think that I really had to reconnect to that, because my tolerance for being disliked was starting to get really low. And as a comedian, that's when you start sucking and being uninteresting and staying away from dangerous conversations and dangerous topics. And like, that's not what we do. But comedians, we're such fucking babies. Like I feel like comedians are 100% responsible for the cancel culture narrative, because it's all we talk about.
Right.
It's all we talk about. It's like,
would have been dead by now if we didn't complain about it every
other. Can't stop complaining about it. People are like, why can't I say tranny? Like, did you have a bit about trannies? Like, why are you?
Yeah.
Dude, you only do jokes about airplane food.
It's one of those. That's one of those things. The cancel culture thing is one that like got so big that like the phrase doesn't mean anything anymore, because people just like, that's what happens when phrases get popular. They just get so diluted. Like I think it was DeStefano recently was like, yeah, we were talking about Spacey, he got canceled. It's like, he got arrested for rape. That's not like,
that's different than
canceled.
Slightly different.
There's a little difference.
But it's like, honestly, as a comedian, and like, look, every time someone tries to cancel Joe Rogan, like his ratings go up. Like, our goal should be to get canceled. Our goal, not for raping anyone. Sorry, not for rape on stage, for saying stuff that's inappropriate. Like, it's our job to take you through a haunted house, and it's our job. And for the woke police, like, the more stuff you make taboo, the funnier we get. Right. Because like, you're making us stronger, because, you know, the more things that are taboo, the more things we can joke about, you know? So so I'm all for it, because a lot of things a couple years ago, we were getting to a point where nothing was shocking anymore. Like sex wasn't shocking. It's like
Everything's shocking.
now everything's shocking again. So it's like, but comedians were such bitches. It's like, it'll be like, for my First Amendment right to say what I want. And someone's like, you're not funny. And it's like, you can't say that. Everyone can only have a First Amendment right if you say what I want.
You agree with me. Yes.
Totally.
Stay a dirtball forever.
Such a crutch. I went to stand up on Saturday night.
Get the lighter off your face.
And I can't tell you who I play with things when I'm nervous. The
play with like soap then.
The guy who was hosting, who I couldn't tell you his name. I wouldn't out him if I did. But he just wasn't funny. He wasn't good. And he just kept going back to like, why aren't you guys laughing? You want to cancel me? I was like, no, dude, you just kind of stinking.
You're bombing.
Right. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Well, it is really funny. Like comedians will come off stage after bombing. They'll be, yeah, dude, that's like too woke. It's like, no.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. You're just bombing.
It was, that's okay. But it was like don't attack me. He wasn't even telling offensive jokes. He's like, oh, you guys all want to get your phones out and cancel me, don't you? Like, bro, you made a joke about pussy.
Like, we don't know. We wouldn't even know who to tag.
Right.
You'd have to be famous for anyone to cancel you, dude. Like, yeah, that's just, like there's also a lot of bad comedy out there, which is like, it's like when people are like women aren't funny. It's like, there's a lot of men that aren't funny too, so talk about that story more. I think that is, to me, my thing is like all women don't have to be funny. That's not what we're asking of you, but we just need to, make a couple more bad male comedians famous. So you're just like, oh, okay. There's some funny women. There's some funny women, some funny men, and some unfunny women and some unfunny men. It's like there's no way that every woman that becomes a comedian is gonna be funny. Right. Like there's no way.
Right. We will let you go after this one. Did you watch Hacks?
I didn't.
Oh, fuck it. Because you're one of the people who could pull this off, I think. There's a scene where God, her name's escaping me. Who's the star?
Jean Smart or Hannah Jean Smart.
Jean Smart tells the guy who's opening for her doing stand-up, and he's very hacky. He's like, she's got a great set. Also, she's gonna come out and do some jokes, and she just gets like angry at him, and she's like, why are you like that? Why is there always a guy like you? Why are you such a scumbag? Blah, blah, blah. And she goes, how much do I have to pay you to never step foot in a comedy club again? How much does your dream cost? And he's like, $69 million. And she's like, ha ha, very funny. So I can't do that, but I'll give you 1.69. And my lawyers will draft the contract, and you can never step foot on a stage ever again. And I'll write you that check. How big a check could you write to like keep like a very hacky garbage comedian off stage forever?
$0.
That is big money. You got in the moment. Let's say it's a animal abusing, hacky guy, and you could just erase him from the planet Earth, but it's going to take some of your money. How much would it be?
No, I would just poison him like an adult. I don't pay, dude. I had my nudes leaked. I got extorted. That motherfucker who was like, because I posted a video. I was like high on edibles in the bathtub, and I videoed myself and I accidentally getting out of the bathtub naked and put it on Instagram stories because I'm young. And he took a screen grab of it right before I deleted it, and then before my special came out, he tried to extort me. And he sent me an email from an AOL address. So it's like, now you're fucking up my computer. You know what I mean? What happens when you get an AOL email? Are you like, you just set yourself on fire?
My mom was extorting you.
Yeah, I totally. I'm like, and so he was like, if you don't give me $15,000, I'm going to sell this photo of your boob to a tabloid. Which was kind of amazing because I was like, how did he know my boobs cost exactly $15,000? That is such a fair hacker. Like, points for fairness. And I was like, no, dude. So I ended up just posting it myself on Twitter so that I won't pay people that deserve money most of the time. I would never do that. That show, I know it's super successful. People love it. I haven't seen it. I just and I love the girl that plays the writer on the show, but I guess I'm a little hung up on why does a famous female comedian need a writer? I don't have we don't have writers. What do you
You got to watch the show. You got to see why.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
like,
because I was like,
Jean
I
Smart
guess
is
I'm
like
not
she's been in the game forever, but she's getting stale, and she's like, we need to get younger and we need some help. And
that
this other
doesn't happen. That
Wow.
doesn't happen. Like Joan Rivers, wrote all her own shit till she died, dude. Like, I don't know. I don't like that idea that like, if you're old and stale, just do that.
Well,
like
Jean Smart doesn't like it in the show either. Like that is part of it, where she's like, I don't fucking need this, and then she goes.
I guess that's like to me an archaic take of like, you know, I don't know. I think some of the best jokes are that you know, Joan Rivers did is like, yeah, my like whatever, pussy's dried up and this and this. Like I did a joke about Joan Rivers that was like, Joan Rivers is so old, her pussy has a separate entrance for black cocks.
That was the best joke I've ever heard.
Like what is
the best joke I've ever heard.
Getting older is fucking funny. Like watching an older woman try to be young and relevant, that's just uncomfortable. So I think that for me, I'm always like, how come? Like, I mean, Hannah's she's a stand-up comedian, but I don't know. I just am like, there are so many. I don't know. I just, that always like, when I see shows about the comedy world, like Maisel and all those, it's always just a little bit like, it makes me uncomfortable.
I could see that because you're just too close to it, probably.
Yeah.
But it is, if you can get through that, it's a good show.
But like, imagine a show about two podcasters that had like a bro podcast, and they hired some actor that's never podcasted to be like, yo, here we are, motherfuckers. And you just be like, that's not.
See,
I get it. I get it.
What my best friend growing up is, he is still currently, he's a Marine, and it's insufferable watching war movies with him because he's like, that's not the formation we'd use. So I made a promise to myself that I would never correct anything in my field. So I'd be like, that's exactly what I thought. That's how I talk, for sure.
But look, we have microphones, he doesn't. So that's how it goes. But I also, like, there's just a little bit, like, I'm a little over this thing that older women, like, when they're mad, they have to throw their phone in a pool. And, like, I just, this whole thing that is just, like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand.
To be fair, not to be fair, but just a little spoiler here. Jean Smart gets very mad and throws her iPad.
Throws her phone in the pool. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I saw it in the trailer and I was just like,
okay.
So women are, okay, so we can't write jokes and we're bad with money and we're childish. Like, is she a young, childish asshole or is she old? Which is it? Like, I guess I just am like, I don't know. I guess as someone that gets accused of being crazy a lot, and then I see stuff like that, and I'm like, that's how people think I am. And like I grew up poor. I don't fucking, dude, my iPhone has a necklace on it. Look at this. It's so that it never falls anywhere.
What is that?
This is like a harness so that my phone never falls in a pool.
By the way, great fucking shirt. Unbelievable.
I could throw this in my, look at me throwing something in a pool. Still here. Thank you. Yes.
Never fucking change, Whitney Cummings, no matter how fucking.
I'm obsessed with Labyrinth, and honestly, this shirt I'm wearing, for those that are just listening, I'm wearing a Labyrinth shirt, and like, you know what? Jennifer Connelly was 15. He was in his late 30s, and I'm wearing the shirt. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck it. On that note,
it's hot.
On that note, we will let you go. Everybody go get tickets to the tour, tickets to the podcast. Keep doing your thing, girl. You're amazing.
I love you guys.
Have a good one.
Always. Love you too.
Wash your face, obviously.
Bye. If you're watching on YouTube, click here to subscribe so that you get all the new episodes as they come out. And John, what should they click if they want notifications? Make sure you click thumbs up for the like. Hit that bell icon.